So now that we're moving on to the next harder level, which is adding the element of distraction. Primarily, this is going to be your movement. So we want to make sure that we don't put too much pressure on the dog too quickly. So moving towards something like a door or an exit or moving out of sight, we're going to save that until our dog has kind of been able to kind of pick up what we're laying down and can say, oh, that's just more distracting movement. That doesn't equal being left alone. So we're going to go really slow. You can go even slower based on the dog in front of you. So our criteria is still no change in position and no leaving position from the dog. I'm going to start the exercise and end the exercise. In level 1, when we were just building duration, we're now going to shelf that. So we're going to say our dog now has a better understanding of the sort of parameters of the exercise, going to location and hanging out there and just kind of breathing normally and being fairly, if not totally relaxed. Now we're going to put some pressure on what we've already worked on. So we're going to bail on duration. We're going to increase the rate of reinforcement. We're going to add some movement. So I'm going to show you what that looks like. Go slow. Remember, we want the dog to be successful, but you can build off of what's working. I'm ultimately going to generate a movement away from my dog, but initially I'm just going to start with some movement. So my dog's already in position. I'm going to have him lay down. Yes. So this is basically where we left off with duration. I'm going to move. Yes. So I really just picked up one foot and moved to the right. Same thing on the left. Yes. So for some dogs, you're actually just going to do some leaning and not even picking up your foot. So you'll work towards, yes, a full step. Yes. 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 I can also use movement in place. Yes. And when my dog is not worried about something like this, yes, I can add a step backward. Yes. So I'm going to start that with a weight shift versus a full step back. Yes, because that's really the first time that this is potentially going to look scary to your dog. If we're doing good with weight shifts, I'll take a full step. Yes. I say yes from position, and then I return to my dog. Good boy, all done. So you can't go too slow. You can't go too fast. Make sure that you're starting with something like weight shifts. So maybe picking one foot up, placing it to the side, leaning that way. Yes, reinforcing. And you're building up to full movement away from your dog. Remember that movement away is what's making your dog worried. They don't want to lose you. And so we make sure that at first it just looks like movement, and then the movement happens to be away from them, and then we continue to build off of that. Go in a variety of different directions. You're not going to go behind your dog, but side to side. Think about sort of a half moon shape and moving around your dog based on where their location that you've chosen is their kind of safe spot. That might be kind of limiting, but that's okay. Just make the most of the space that you're using.